The woman pointed her glasses at a pile of bills in the sunlight. Under the effect of the spotlight of the glasses, the banknotes quickly rose thick smoke. But the woman was worried that the fire was not big enough to add more bills, and pouting and blowing hard soon burned a car full of money. Looking at the fire lit by the banknotes, the woman did not feel pain, but jumped for joy. She lay down by the fire and soon sat up again. Then she found a discarded tin and made it into a water container with a stone and carefully placed it on the fire and poured water on it. And the fire quickly boiled the water. She used the money to light the fire to boil a cup of water. But water is not enough to survive in the wilderness, and the starving woman plans to find something to eat. Then she pulled out a long piece of cotton thread and wrapped it around a wooden stick and strangled it. Then wrapped an earring around the other end of the thread and quickly made a simple fishing rod. But she didn't think to put bait on it, but she was still confident. Miraculously, a silly fish did bite. The woman pulled upward, but the thread snapped. She cursed angrily and threw the rod away and went back to shore. She couldn't find anything to eat in the lake, so she went back to the forest. Suddenly, the woman seems to have found something. She ran through the branches of the trees and picked the little blueberry-looking fruits and put them into bottles, color-coded. And then, when she wasn't sure if they were poisonous, she had to put them into bottles. Unsure if they were poisonous, she had to be careful what she ate, or the consequences would be worse than starvation. First, she picked up the ripe fruit on the left and put it in her mouth. But to her surprise, a bitter taste swarmed over her, forcing her to spit it out, and followed by water to rinse her mouth. Soon after, she picked up the red fruit in the center and put it in her mouth. And after chewing it, the sweetness instantly filled her mouth. She couldn't wait to grab them all and shove them in her mouth after she had eaten and drunk her fill. It was dark enough for the woman to lie down by the campfire and get cozy. However, she soon lost her joy when a sharp pain in her stomach caused her to vomit everything she had eaten during the day. The next day, having learned her lesson from the day, she had a sudden idea of how to get food. Then she dug up the bear species and scrutinized the seeds of the fruits on it, and then compared them to the seeds of the fruit she had eaten. Since the bear could eat it, that meant she could eat it herself. As expected, she didn't feel any discomfort after eating it. The woman then went to the mountains and collected several large jars full of food for the rest of the trip. The next morning, the woman packed her bags and decided to set out on her journey to find her home. Every time she walked, she marked her path on a tree. After walking for a long time, she suddenly realized something weird and turned around to see a footprint on the ground.